viewers as we speak, where you can see that smoke on the horizon. It really is quite apocalyptic here. At this point, do you have any friends or family in the region who've been affected? My understanding is so far you haven't personally, but are you in contact with some of those people who have already been affected by this fire?
Yeah, actually, just before I came on, my friend and her husband had to evacuate from Santa Monica, and they're all staying with me here. And actually, if you step outside, you can see the fire. Right now, LA is lit up right now with the amount of fire and smoke that you can still see through the night.
You know, for those people who aren't familiar with California, obviously wildfire is not unusual, but how does this really stand out from all the other fires that you've perhaps witnessed in your time there?
Yeah, so I saw the 2018 one. That was a little bit different because of the wind trajectory at that time. A lot of the soot and the smoke was coming back towards the residents. This time, not that there's any type of small victory in this type of situation, the air is actually pushing towards the ocean. So the residents aren't as covered in smoke this time compared to what it was like in 2019. 2021, not to compare these, it wasn't as bad as the 2019 one or the one we're actually currently experiencing. LA looks like an apocalyptic city right now, and I'm not sure what it's going to be overnight because the winds are very, very strong, and we could wake up to even more destruction than any of us right now realize with the dark of night covering it all.
As a resident there, can you tell me a little bit about what folks, at least residents, knew that was potentially coming? Was there heavy winds in the forecast? Were people told to prepare for the potential for a wildfire? Certainly not that anybody could predict this.
Right. Well, there were warnings ahead of time, right? We were kind of told that to expect the Santa Ana winds, and we were actually told it would be up to 100 miles per hour. And when that typically happens at this time of year, when there hasn't been any rainfall, there was always going to be that high risk opportunity that a fire was going to spread. As a resident, I did not expect it to happen immediately as soon as it started. And also, no one could have predicted that the destruction would have been this bad, where Santa Monica is being evacuated at that point. And if Santa Monica is being evacuated, like, we know that this is significantly different than the previous ones. But in 2019, the smoke, the soot, in 2018, the smoke and the soot pretty much covered the entire city, and this time the air is actually going out towards the ocean.
What's striking too is the contrast. You said something that our colleague on the ground, Nick Watt, had mentioned, is that it was really a picture-perfect morning. You went out for a swim, you went out for a hike. So many people likely doing the same, and when you look at these pictures and where the day is ending, it's just absolutely incredible. Do you have any sense of what tomorrow will hold in store for so many of the people, so many of your neighbors, so many of the people in your community?
Yeah, well, right now the biggest concern on our side is the wind, right? And with the fire still uncontained,